talk about how I put together a $72,000 bar crawl in 30 days. Now, don't get it twisted, we barely made any money. It was a lot of fun, kind of a good / terrible idea, and you're probably thinking a bar crawl. That's exactly what it was. Think about SantaCon, or the St. Patrick's bar crawls, or T-Box that people go to here in Philadelphia. It is what I say it was a bar crawl. And I'm going to talk about how I got the idea, how I put it together, how we did in 30 days, how we launched it, and I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, things that went right and things that went wrong. And like I said, this is just a learning lesson, because as an entrepreneur, you take things and run with them based on your intuition and if you think they're going to go well. And this didn't go extremely well. It was slightly a disaster, overwhelming, and a good learning lesson. So first we'll talk about how I got the idea, and then coming together with the team, the idea, and everything that happened. My name's Mac Frederick. For those who are watching, some of you are local, some of you might not be, whether it's on YouTube or social media. Like, subscribe, share, and if you have any questions about how we did certain things in detail, comment below or check out the blog. I talk about the list of things that we did right and wrong, and the pitfalls and mistakes that you should avoid. So thank you for watching. For my friends, family, local people, you might have seen me posting and talking about this, and all this actually happened. And we put together not one, but a repeat bar crawl called the Bird Crawl. And spoiler alert, I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a Steelers fan. Hate me for it, love me for it, don't really care. But let's talk about how I came up with an idea for an Eagles bar crawl. So if anybody's heard of SantaCon, is when people get drunk and go around wearing their Santa hats. That happens in just about every city. I think it's called T-Box here in Philadelphia. I've been to it in New York and Chicago, and I was in Chicago December of 2018. So almost a year after the Super Bowl, where the Eagles won the Super Bowl, which is a crazy, fanatical time here in Philadelphia, which changed the city, I believe. So months later in December, I went on a SantaCon called the T-Box in Chicago. I mentioned T-Box earlier. I forget what the one in Philadelphia is called, but I think there's like a smaller one in Philadelphia for the Christmas Santa bar crawl. But it's called T-Box in Chicago, and I've been 3 times now, and it is a shit show. Everybody gets very drunk, and it's an elaborate thing where you buy tickets online, plan with your friends, go to Chicago, or you're there locally. You get a bag full of stuff, full of business cards, full of promotions, flyers, and you pay one flat rate or group rate, and you get drunk and you jump bar to bar, and you still have to buy drinks when you're in the bar. The ticket and wristband you get only gets you in the bars, and you still have to wait in line, then you get in the bar, and then you buy drinks. It's a racket. It's a shit show racket. And you pay like $40 to $60 for this. Some places more, especially in New York. So I was in Chicago with my boys. We're going around, and when we're going through this process, I was like, this is so easy. Like, this is dumbed down. This is no problem. I was like, I wonder how much this guy's making. If he's selling, let's say, 10,000 tickets to this thing at $50 a pop, that's $500,000 just for one event, one time a year. He does that every year. He's making a killing of a living, depending on his profit margin, which it's not much. It's mostly marketing. That's the budget. So anyways, we go through this process, and I was like, I should create something. There's got to be something in Philly that we can gravitate towards that can be really successful for a bar crawl. There aren't many big players in the game. I mean, there's upcoming events, and there's some smaller players. There's my friend Rob with Small Talk Media, who's got his own bar crawls, and he was an influential part of this. And some other people in the industry helped as well, but there's no one big bar crawl that like blows everybody away. There's the St. Patrick's one that's okay, but there's an opportunity for the taking. We just needed something to bring everybody together, and what better? It hit me. What better than the Super Bowl the Eagles just won the year before, which is coming up as the anniversary, and nothing was planned for it. So I figured, why not do a Super Bowl anniversary bar crawl? That's right. What do we call it? I'm thinking the bird crawl. That makes sense. Let's go with bird crawl. And the bird crawl was born. The first thing I did, called some people right away, told them about the idea. 2 good friends loved it. One would be like the investor partner, which I suggest getting somebody involved who has some cash to put up, because you're going to need money for marketing and some operations and hiring and planning and digital presence and all that. And then you need somebody else who knows the industry, which we'll talk about. So call my buddy up. He's got some money. I got some money. We put it together. And then we're like, all right, we need somebody that knows how to run a bar crawl and like has the connections. So we're calling around. I'm posting on social media, getting a lot of feedback, getting people reaching out to me. Get connected with my buddy Rob. And I also get connected with my buddy Dennis and try to feel them out on like who's interested, what money they're willing to put up, if they want to go in on equity. So we actually formed a business out of this thing called Champions Bar Crawl. And we formalized an actual business. So we won a third in, started a partnership, and we created a company. And this was all within like the first 10 days. Meanwhile, what I started doing, I bought the domain right away. I set up a domain on hosting. I used Weebly, which is just like a Wix or Squarespace drag and drop website developer or program, which those are all good. They work. I put it together in like 2-3 days. Started getting some stock content that I put on the website, wrote out the description. We set up the ticketing with Eventbrite. They take a lot out of fees, which we'll talk about. But I just started putting this together, created the social medias, got some people from my team on Momentum involved. And, the things we did right leading up to this. One, we got the partners. We got some of the best people in the team together. And we got people who knew the industry. Rob knew all the bar owners, which is incredibly influential and important in this process, is knowing the right people. Because one thing, it's 2 sides of it. You have the operations of like getting the bars involved and like making sure it runs smoothly. And then you have the marketing of like getting people excited and selling tickets, which I think is the harder part, but that's where I came into the equation. I just needed somebody who could contact the bars, get that all scheduled and coordinated. And I'll talk about 10 different things I learned from this during the process. So we put some money together, we started the company, I built out the entire digital presence, we started gaining some traction and momentum and social media following, and started pushing some ads once I got the website live and the Eventbrite live so we could do ticket sales. And it is a lot more drawn out than what I'm going to explain it as, but within 30 days, we built this company and we ran the bar crawl. The bar crawl, I think, was like February 9th or 10th, right around the Super Bowl last year. And we only profited a couple grand, and I'll tell you why it wasn't a lot more. We did about $72,000. And the top 10 lessons I learned from this. Number 1 would be plan it out. Don't try to run a bar crawl in 30 days. Like, yeah, you can get the right people involved, you can get the right team, you can put a bunch of money behind it, but that doesn't give you enough time, especially if you're working on other things and like you're an entrepreneur. I had 2 other companies I was running. It wasn't a smart idea on my part. So plan it out, write it down, treat it as any business, write a business plan and a marketing plan, and, really do your due diligence. Don't do it in 30 days, but then do less. Number 2, do less. We tried to do so much. My initial idea was to like have a little mini parade, block off some of the street, have street vendors, have like DJs, have all these like different levels of tickets, just so many different things and so many moving pieces. We ended up having 3 different ticket level options, then with packages for group rates. So we had a fan as a ticket level, as the lowest level, pretty much just got you in the door. We had a player, which got you some swag and some merch. And then you had a coach, which got you a hat and a jacket as well. So we had to print out all this different merch, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, hats. My one partner owns a printing and apparel shop, so we already had the in there. But we spent 20 grand on all the merch. Do less. We didn't have to do all that. People just want to go drink and have a good time. It was so unnecessary. And bar crawls are simplistic. Just give people a wristband, make sure the bars are down, charge like $10, $20 cover, and let them go do their thing. They'll buy their drinks there. But definitely get the bars involved. You need to have the bar owners or managers and their staff understand what's going on. Every day they've got something going on. Every day they've got something different. So what was nice and beneficial about this is to met a lot of people in the industry, some bar owners and managers, which was really cool. Don't have so many different ticket levels and options. Don't have so many different supplies. We had pins, we had rings, we had whistles, we had badges, we had, duffel bags. We had all this stuff. We didn't need it. Just sell the tickets. Let them go have fun. Let them do their thing. Number 3 is experience. You need to have experience. Thank God my partners had experience. I am not an event marketer. I do not like marketing for events. I'm a small local business marketer. I'm a local SEO guy. So thank God I had 2 people involved who knew kind of what they were doing, but really only Rob had any sense of what he was doing because he runs bar crawls. And we tried to do so much. So have experience or have somebody on your team that has experience. I didn't have any experience and I was captain of the ship. So probably not the best call on my part, but it was definitely a learning experience and we could do it again and be more successful next time around. Number 4 that I've already touched on, get business partners. I had 2 really good business partners. We made some bad decisions and I should have, been more realistic about the situation and not try to do so much and listen to the one business partner. But, I wanted to go 1,000% into this. I wanted to make a bunch of money and we really hyped this up and thought we were going to sell a lot of tickets. Like you can see some of these posts that we'll put up here on social media, different videos and photography and professionally done marketing plans. Like we went hard. I think we got 2 million people we reached on social media. We had so many different responses and comments and likes and shares. And I was really pushing this heavy. So number 4 is get partners who know what they're doing, who have experience and who can help you out. Number 5 is use data. I'd never done marketing for a bar crawl before, and I was using Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, and Google. Instagram is probably the second best. Facebook's definitely the best because you can do event ads with RSVPs, which is really cool. And I thought that's where I wanted to take the agency because I got really good at it from this one attempt here. And altogether, we had thousands and thousands of Facebook shares. We had over 10,000 people RSVP on the Facebook event that you can see here. And, our Instagram got up to like 3,000 followers. Our Facebook got up to like 1,000 different followers. And it was really getting some traction and momentum online. And people were sharing this thing left and right. We had people travel from hours and hours to come to this Philadelphia Eagles anniversary bar crawl. It was nuts. It was bonkers. We had people messaging us, save me a ticket. Like me and our friends are coming from, we had people come from Michigan. We had people come from Florida. We had people come from Ohio. Literally everywhere for an Eagles anniversary bar crawl. So it was a little more hyped up than what it should have been. But it was really cool. It was really fun. Understand what's working and what's selling when you're running Facebook ads and Instagram ads. I would just throw so much money behind this and just kind of let it go for a couple days without seeing what was actually selling and hoping it was going to turn around and get better. So go into it having somebody else's data or having a list, more importantly, having email lists, having contact or customer lists from other events, or having some sort of remarketing list you can do, which is like retargeting somebody who could be interested or integrated or interacted with your brand. So pay attention to that. Number 6 was get press. PR is your best friend in a case like this. We didn't go that route because we were afraid of like copyright infringements or like the Eagles or the city saying something, because we didn't get any approval from the Eagles or the city to do this. And it got big, it got wild, it got out of control. We had over 3,000 people come to this thing. Over 3,000. I was giving away tickets by the end of it. But that's so many people to be flooding the city. Everybody's decked out in all green. They got the hats, they got the glasses, they got the rings, they got the whistles. The city was going crazy. It was stupid. It could have been so much bigger had we gotten press. It's not something that was maybe extremely press worthy, but I was pushing for a lot of local news outlets and we had a little bit of press. I think Fox picked it up. I think some other local programs picked it up, but it didn't get like massive press. If you do get that, have an inside connect there, know somebody who knows somebody, and then getting that viral word of mouth is everything, because then you're going to get people directly searching for you and coming to your website or social media and then booking a ticket. Number 7 is timing is everything. We planned this for right before the Super Bowl, but it would have been better if we ran it right after we won the Super Bowl instead of in the middle of February when we were trying to make it back to the Super Bowl but didn't. Everybody's like kind of upset now and just wants to get drunk, but not sure if they want to come out and celebrate something we didn't win this year. So whenever you're planning for something, what I would suggest is we should have done it a couple weeks later after we won the Super Bowl, maybe in the spring as like a celebratory thing, not a year after we lost again. So number 8 is hire and train a team and practice. Like, get the right people involved, put them in the right positions, just like a football team. Make sure they practice and they're ready. We just went in there blind. We had some people who had done this before in events, some of Rob's people, some of my people, some of my team. And I was like running around with, like a chicken with my head cut off outside in a t-shirt when it was 12 degrees out, like a maniac. It made no sense. What you should do is like do a trial run, practice the day before, or at least, like coaches do with a pad and pen or like a clipboard, write it out, draw it out. Make sure you have your point of sale set up. Make sure you have your inventory set up. Make sure you have security set up. Make sure the bar owners know where you're going to be stationed. Make sure the bar staff knows where everything is and you're, cordial with the managers and they're cool with everything going down. And then train, practice, do it mentally, do it physically, do it verbally. Make sure you're ready. 9 is stay focused. I was running 2 other companies at the time. I should have either appointed like a manager or CEO of this thing or just gone full force into it. I was like probably 60% into it, but I had 2 other companies to run with Momentum and Phone Repair Philly. So have a game plan and stick to it and, be smart about it, dumb it down, do less, and stay focused on the main objective of selling tickets and throwing a good ass party. Number 10 is just enjoy it. Like, I had fun the second time around, which, spoiler alert, we threw a second one early September as a preseason pep rally bar crawl, which we only sold about, I think, less than 1,000 tickets, and it did like maybe 15 grand. We lowered the ticket prices, we decreased the options, we gave swag out for free. We had so much leftover swag and merch from the first one. For anybody who came there, and if you're still watching, please comment below. I hope you had a good time. It's kind of upsetting a lot of my friends didn't come, but they would have had a blast. Like, I was drinking during it, but still like being professional and having fun and like managing people. But I was running around in freezing weather. We had 25 bars on this list, and we had like $3 beer specials, $4 mixed drinks, $5 specialty drinks. We got the Lombardi trophy, the second one, I guess, the replica. Long story short, enjoy it. It was a fun time, and I met a lot of cool people. So the learning lesson is, those 10 things: do less, plan it out, have experience, get partners, use data, get press. Timing is everything. Train and practice, stay focused, and enjoy it. If you're watching this far, thank you. My name is Mac Frederick, and that is how I created a 72,000 bar crawl called the Bird Crawl in about 30 days here in Philadelphia. It was a whirlwind. It was a great time. I had an amazing experience. Yes, we did not make much money. Do not look at me like I'm filthy rich because of that, because if anything, I lost years off my life. But it was for a good time and a good cause, and maybe we can do it again sometime. So if you're interested, drop me a line. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. And if you want to throw a bar crawl or a party, maybe don't call me. Or call me. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Thanks again, and talk to you soon. Hope you learned something.